All right, so today we're jumping into the story of a solo entrepreneur who took a love for solving problems and turned it into a really successful business. It's all about persistence, a little bit of inspiration, and the amazing feeling of cracking a modern-day code. And it all started with one core idea. This quote from the founder, Chuck Hardwick, it just says it all, doesn't it? The Google puzzle. I love that. It's such a perfect way to describe the challenge and the reward of what he does, and it's really the theme for this whole story. So where does a journey like this even begin? Well, for Chuck, you have to go way back, and I mean like all the way back to elementary school. Can you imagine? You're just a kid in class, and your teacher, Miss Jankowski, tells you that this whole world of computers is the future, that it's just exploding with opportunity. For Chuck, that one little piece of advice, it just stuck. It planted a seed that set him on a whole new path. And that spark he got in the classroom, it got all the fuel it needed right at home. His parents were entrepreneurs, and his dad's advice was simple, but man, was it powerful. You can be whatever you want. And this wasn't just talk. This guy was a hustler from day one, cutting lawns, raking leaves, babysitting. He even drove a taxi when he was in high school. That's how you build a real work ethic, from the ground up. So you take that work ethic and you fast forward a bit. He took it right into his professional life, spent years really learning the ropes in internet marketing, and then he made the big leap to go out on his own. You can see the progression so clearly here. He dives into internet marketing back in 2003 with lawinfo.com. Then, in 2007, he sharpens those skills even more at Internet Matrix. And after over a decade in the game, 2014 hits. That was the moment. It was time to build something that was his. But here's the thing, right? Starting your own company is never a straight line to success. In fact, for Chuck, the beginning was a serious, serious challenge. It almost made him quit before he even got off the ground. I mean, just try to put yourself in his shoes for a second. You leave your steady paycheck behind, you hang up your shingle, and you're starting with one single client. You can just imagine the pressure. He knew he had to get more clients, and he had to do it fast. So what do? His answer was to go all in on networking. He started this group, the Ocean Beach Networking Group, and just poured everything he had into it for 6 long months. And the result? Zilch, nada, 0 new clients. He was right there on the brink of just giving it all up. And then, just when he was about to throw in the towel, it happened. All that work, all that effort, it finally broke through. In a single week, he landed 3 new clients. That was the moment. That was the proof he needed that this thing he called his labor of love was actually going to work. And that brings us right back to that core idea, you know? It was never just about getting clients for the sake of it. It was about the pure satisfaction of solving that puzzle for them. So what is this Google puzzle he talks about? Well, for him, it's the challenge of taking a client's website and figuring out how to get it to that #1 spot on Google. And listen, that's not just some tech nerd victory. It directly means new customers walking in the door and real growth for their business. And this story just says it all. He remembers getting a chiropractor client in Maryland all the way to that top spot. And a little while later, the client calls him up and says, "Hey, I'm getting phone calls from new patients." That's it. That's the moment. He solved the puzzle, he got paid, and it felt great. It's that real-world impact that keeps him going. So what happens when you combine that old-school work ethic with a genuine passion for getting results for people? Well, you end up building a business that pretty much sells itself. And you know what's really telling? If you ask him what he's most proud of, he's not going to give you some big revenue number. It's the fact that he built this company from scratch, and now it runs on referrals from happy customers. That, right there, is the best review you can possibly get. And that happiness has created this incredible ripple effect. Just look at the kinds of clients he has now. Yeah, you've got the chiropractors and lawyers you might expect, but also software developers, window cleaners, sales coaches, even stand-up comedians. It just goes to show you, solving that Google puzzle is something everyone needs. And while his roots are definitely in San Diego, his reputation has spread way, way beyond that. Because the puzzle is digital, he can solve it for people all across the US and even up into Canada and down in Mexico.
So, in the end, Chuck's story is about finding a problem he genuinely loved, pushing through the tough times when it felt like a failure, and finding this incredible satisfaction in the solution. And that kind of leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? What puzzle in your life is just waiting for you to solve it?